Alright, so I'm headed out to the land here. I picked up this Cat's magnetic heater here. I believe it's 200 watts. Yeah, 200 watts. And then I think I read somewhere it's supposed to get up to like, oh, made in USA, that's good. 350 or 400 degrees. So my plan is to stick this either to the bottom of the oil pan or the transfer case transmission, but I think that is aluminum, so this won't stick. But the oil pan, it should. So once we get out there, we'll get this thing stuck on and plugged in and hopefully be heating up the tractor quicker. Alright, so just got out here. It's a little after 11 o'clock and just checked the current temperature. It is -4 currently. I have no idea what the actual wind chill is, but it is definitely a factor today because there's some wind. I'm just unlocking the gate here. And overnight the temperature is going to get down to -15 with wind chills, they said somewhere in the 35 below zero. So definitely some cold weather today. I'm actually losing a lot of heat here just trying to get this key unlocked. There we go. Oh no! Dropped my keys in the snow. Alright. So anyway, I get the gate opened up here. So yeah, I got some stuff again that I may end up dropping. And then there's some stuff I want to pull down. And there's some stuff that's broke off. Well, there's one there, the smaller one I see already. So, alright, I'm going to get stuff set up here, get the truck backed in, and then we'll do a cold start again on the John Deere. Alright, so we're going to do a cold start here on the Honda. I'll show you what I had to go through last time to get the thing started here. Shouldn't have to key it more than once. I mean, I was just out here, and I'll press the run button here, the start button. Okay, so nothing, not even a pop. So what I'm gonna do here is what I did last time. And I started cranking it, and then I gave it just a little throttle here. As soon as I gave it a little bit, it popped right off. So I'm gonna see if I can, no, I can't do that. Can't do both, can I? I'll just set the camera here. You'll have to take my word for it. Well, almost. No, I think we got her. Well, maybe not. Give her a little more gas. Boy, it just does not want to go. It's pretty cold today. Almost. Alright, I'm gonna keep cranking here. Alright, so I got the four-wheeler going. I got the Honda generator going. I got the magnetic heater on the bottom of the oil pan of the John Deere. I'm just eating lunch here. Worked out perfect that way. I did find out why my truck wasn't making heat. It makes heat, it's just that when you're idling it, it must not be circulating through the heater core, because if you give it a little bit of RPM, all of a sudden the heat just like kicks in. You get all sorts of heat. So that's kind of strange. I don't know. I thought most vehicles that it would always circulate through, but I don't know, maybe there's something different with this one or whatever. So it's really cold. I don't know what I was thinking today. This is not going to be fun. Well, at least right now it doesn't seem like it's going to be too much fun, but I'm going to get my winter stuff on, and I'll probably take the four-wheeler out, scout a little bit, and then maybe drop some stuff. Okay, I'm going to start it up here. I don't know, I had some bad luck here. I may or may not share it. But I'm gonna get this thing going. It's been about an hour and a half. That magnet that I bought, that thing seems like it's doing nothing. seem like it's, I mean, it's warm to the touch and that's about it. I don't know what it's actually doing, so. I don't know, this thing's probably not warm either. It's really cold out here. The glow plugs didn't even cycle that time. Weird. Say it's a little bit colder than last time when we started it. Definitely got that raw diesel fuel smell. I did put a piece of cardboard in front of the radiator and the hydraulic cooler to hopefully keep it a little bit warmer. But I don't know, I seem to be pushing my luck out here today. Things have not been going very well. Alright, so this one took a little bit to get out. I didn't measure it, but as you can see, it's pretty long, and getting it through the narrow paths again were pretty difficult, but it made it. I was surprised. I thought for sure I'd have to cut it down a little bit. I started at the end with where the tractor's hooked up there, and it wouldn't lift it. It was real close to lifting it, and I had to get it off the stump that it was on. So what I did was I got off the tractor, I left the oops, what am I doing here? I left the hydraulics, there we go. I left the hydraulics lever up for the 3-point, and I just went and lifted on it a little bit, and it lifted it right up. So I got it over the stump, and then after that, once I got it over, it pulled it pretty decent. That's the oak there that's obviously, that one I took down. It was still standing, but you can see it's pretty rotten. So we'll go through the bad luck I had today, or operator error, I guess, as it may be, towards the end of this video, or once I get back, I'll show you it in the shop. So, yeah. The next one I pull out is going to be the one, if I get it pulled out, will be the one that kind of caused some issues today. Alright, I'm going to get my gloves on. We're going to hop on the four-wheeler, and I'll show you where we had issues today. So, I actually am ending my day because I'm cutting my losses before I break anything else today. So I'll take you back to, oops, where I was working here. Alright, so if you haven't figured it out, I wrecked one of my chainsaws, my brand new one, which is really quite frustrating. I didn't measure this, but it's more than 20 inches round. It's got to be pretty close to 24. So the story behind this is that the top was broke off and it's standing, so I wanted to drop it. And I was trying to get down as low as I could cutting the stump. And I ended up coming across with my back cut at a stupid angle, and I got at the rock, but I didn't have enough energy to get it over, and I didn't have the tractor up yet and running. So I'm like, well, I'll get this thing over, I'll make another cut. So I came in from a different angle, running the saw blade to tip towards the direction in which the tree or log is going to fall, and it obviously pinched the saw. And then when it started to go, I was pulling on the saw as hard as I could to get it to come out, and it actually just ripped the saw right out of my hands, and it bounced off the saw and it landed in this general area. I think the saw was probably down in here. Yeah, I think it kind of rolled off and fell down, and then kind of here's where it landed. So I bent up the bar on the saw. That's junk. The handle that wraps around, that's destroyed. The plastic on it. So I don't know, it might be a total loss, which is kind of a shame, but it's definitely a lesson learned. I guess don't rush things, and that we just got done talking about that at work. We got this safety start, or first start I think it's called, and we talk about accidents happen when you're rushing stuff, and I was all over the woods today, dropping stuff down or cutting stuff down because I want to get as much done as possible. And I knew what I was doing was wrong, but I'm like, oh, maybe I can get away with it. Well, if I didn't, obviously I didn't get hurt. I mean, it could have been a lot worse, but at the very least, I mean, I got some parts I'm gonna have to order to fix the saw. The oil cap too is broke right off, so that's not good either, but I don't know, that's a plastic cap. So I don't know. I really didn't look much into it. I was kind of frustrated at the time. So, and then oh, the other thing is, I was trying to pull this with the tractor, and obviously this is just way too much. Not even, I can't lift it, I can't pull it, I can't even move it. So I might just have to cut this up in here because this one's just, it's just too big. And then, you know, you're dealing with cold. I mean, I can make all the excuses in the world. It's my fault for rushing. I know that. I do have a good story though I can tell at work now, so when they ask about a safe start story, I can say, well, hey, this is what I was doing. I was being dumb and rushing, just like they tell us not to do, and I ended up wrecking my saw. So, yeah, I'll show you the rest of the stuff I pulled out. It was nowhere near this big. But yeah, a little frustrating today, so, alright. One last thing here before we leave the woods here. This thing here, actually, this does get quite hot. Believe it or not, the outside of this thing gets warm, but not hot. This side here, like an iron. Like, I was surprised. I kind of touched it real quick, and I was like, oh, that's definitely warm. So that definitely was putting some heat. What I didn't show you either was, once I got the tractor started, it was a matter of probably about a minute, and there was all sorts of engine temp. So we're getting it slowly but surely here. So this is what I got pulled. The one I cut off the end just so it didn't stick past into my path, and I threw it on top here. This one looks like it's seen better days, but there's still some good wood in there we can cut up. So I don't know, my plan is to probably pull logs here one more time, and then I'll just spend a day of it. If I have a saw I can use, cutting this stuff up here. That'll be a new project in itself. So get this all cut up and then figure out where I'm going to stack it. So boy, and it's definitely cold. I think they said today it was about 25 below with wind, and then tonight they said dangerous wind chills of negative 35. So all right, I'm gonna get packed up here and hit the road. Alright, so I'm not going to go too far in depth in this, but I don't even know if this is, like I said, if you can save this or not. You can see this is broke off. It's broke off on this side. The handle is smashed against the saw. Oil cap broke off. Although it doesn't look like the case is broke, but plastic cap snapped off. And then, like I said, the bar is bent as well at the very tip. So yeah, not the coolest thing. Now it runs, if that's worth anything, but the whole saw, well, it all looks tweaked, but that could be because of the handle, I guess. But I don't know, we'll see what we end up with here. But that's going to be it for now.